I want a special Sunday. It's actually not my birthday.
Right. Happy birthday anyway. Hooray.
But if someone was going to run out and buy me a present or a cupcake or something,
You got it.
feel free. I'm here with Harvey Danger. I love the background music. That's great. I'm at a loss for words right now. Let's start with a couple songs and I'll pull myself together.
All right, this is called Wine, Women, and Song. Wine, women, and song. I tried them all. It did not take me long to figure out, unlocked the door to happiness. I figured wrong with a capital R. All the baggage I brought wouldn't fit in a mid-sized car. That's why I'm walking on eggshells down the Via Dolorosa. Hasn't got me any closer so far. Shacked up with a poet. No, it wasn't my department. Now I study the poetry of the studio apartment. Changing the cat box, baking the bread. I should have been paying the bills instead of paying homage to an image dropping from somebody else's hat. Song, women, and wine. You can't fool all the people all the time. But if you're trying, if you're looking, if you're lucky, you can always fool a few and feel fine. There's a line between shame and dread. One grips the lungs, one brains the head. But either one can crush you. Anyone can crush you. Once I dated an actor. She was working on a play. My opening night, we had nothing left to say to each other. It hit the wall, it was not resilient. She said that she was hungrier than I was brilliant. And who the hell was I to disagree? Didn't you used to be someone who meant something to me? Somebody who meant something to me. Someone who meant something to me. Wine, women, and song. I tried them all. It did not take me long to figure out, unlock the door to happiness. I figured out. This next one is called Cream and Bastards Rise. You're doing everything you people said to. I'd hate to be the one to break it to you. It's only sad 'cause it's it's probably you. Whoa, wow. It's not a race, it's not a competition. And if it were, you'd be in no position to get them to listen to you if you had to. Not even if you have to, not even if your life depended on it. You don't have to be a genius, but it helps to. It helps to. Some are aliens, the rest are spies. Only cream and bastards rise, rise. Yeah, you can see it in their eyes.
Woo!
Damn.
Harvey Danger live on KEXP. Incredible. The new CD called Little by Little. And Sean, I was going to say that it's been a while, if ever, in this studio that you've been on that side of the mic, but who knew that Harvey Danger would be the band that would not be able to fit in this room? You've got instruments and musicians sprawled all about, and you're actually sitting right next to me, so you're not really on the other side of the mic.
No, I'm on the same side of the mic, as always.
Once a DJ at KEXP, always
That's
a
right.
DJ.
I always prefer to be on the business end of the microphone, whichever way it's facing.
Well, I have to say, I've seen many a live show, always dynamic, and it's a little exciting and intimidating both to be actually sitting right next to you.
Wow. Well,
I'm 3 inches away from this live performer.
The first radio performance we ever did was produced by you.
I do
on the
recall
live
that.
room. I remember it vividly. It was January 27th, 1995.
I actually remember vividly when you came to see a friend's band play on the live room, and
Yep.
I'd never met you before, just this cute little college or right out of college boy that handed me a little cassette tape. Remember those?
Yes.
And you said, I have a band too, and here.
Squeak!
And who knew when I popped that into the cassette player?
Who knew?
What would come out? And here we are.
And who knows now even what came out?
And here we are, a decade later.
Yeah. God.
Side by side.
I want that to be happy. Let's be happy that it's been a decade.
That is a very happy thing, and a long journey for you, and a good and happy one, at least from my side of the fence. And it looks like you've multiplied since last I saw you live. Can you introduce the brood?
Like rabbits. Well, we have, as always, Jeff Lynne on piano and guitar. As always, Aaron Huffman on the bass guitar. We have a new drummer. He's been with us for about a year. His name is Michael Welke, and he's a brilliant addition. And we also have a more recent addition is Rob Knopp playing the keyboards. And this is a very stable lineup for us. This is the one. This is who we are now. And we also, as a guest, have our friend Jacob from the band The Lashes, and he will be joining us on French horn on the next song.
And he'll actually also be joining you on the bill tomorrow, your CD release party at the Crocodile.
Yes, we're always excited to play with the Lashes.
Excited about that. Actually, the Saturday nights also on that bill. So
love the Saturday nights.
An entertaining evening, to be sure.
Of rock and rap.
Well,
just like every Harvey Danger show, but this time.
Rock, rap, and facial hair.
That's right.
What more could you ask
always
for?
Said that.
Again, the new CD is called Little by Little, and a decade in the making.
Yes, there have been a couple of records in between.
Oh, pshaw. No, those were no drops in the bucket. You know, I remember when you first started playing, you guys, at least as rumor has it, met in college. I remember reading your bylines in the Daily when you were going to school there.
We all worked for the Daily at one point.
That's what I
Jeff
thought.
And Aaron and I did, and our original drummer, Evan.
But you used to say, and many bands say this when they're humble, as you all are, that they really didn't know how to play their instruments. They just loved music, and they put a band together. But I know you've been doing this for 10 years, but I find it hard to believe that you really didn't know how to play.
We really didn't. Take my word for it.
Because I recently read on your website, I didn't know Jeff could play the piano, and there's piano all over this new CD. And I read that Jeff is classically trained, and so I want to know if that's true. And if so, Jeff, if you can define classically trained, does that actually mean that, like, you took lessons from a stern woman who hit your hands with the back of your knuckles with a ruler?
Knuckles up, wrists up!
I did. Hello? Yes, I did. Actually, they started me when I was 4, so I don't know. I guess that counts. Apparently I still have bad form when I play the piano, though, so still limiting my.
Like you don't
mobility
sit
or something.
upright, or
Yeah, my hands are too low or whatever. And I don't cut my fingernails enough.
well, the little clicking did not come through on that last song. What precipitated the inclusion of more piano if Jeff's been playing since he was 4 years old?
Well, I've been encouraging Jeff to play more piano. We have a song on our second record called, and I also have been encouraging him to have better posture and to cut his fingernails.
Because you've been known to tickle the ivories.
Yeah, I can't play piano very well. And actually, that was part of it, because I was, I played keyboards in the long winters, and I was writing my own songs on the piano. And, then Jeff and I got together one day, and I was like, God, I think it should feel like this. And he just played it effortlessly. And so, I don't know, the main issue is that we wrote most of the songs for this new record in my apartment, and my apartment has a piano in it. And so, it was easy to get Jeff to just sort of like sit on the piano bench, because there aren't that many chairs. And then to get him to turn around and face the piano was yet another challenge. And then, next thing you know, we have an album full of piano songs and a few guitar songs too.
The other thing is it's hard to write rock songs if you don't have practice space and no drums.
Right. Yeah, for a long time we didn't really have a drummer when we were, conceiving this record, and so it was going to be way mellower than it is. I mean, it's kind of mellow, but I think it still is sort of, rocking and propulsive even with the piano.
Well, Cream and Bastards Rise certainly shows that it's still rocking at places. Well, if only you'd had a sousaphone sitting around your apartment.
I know. Well, I have to get a bigger apartment, obviously.
Well, you guys took a little bit of a break, and I was going to ask what you were doing during that break, but the first song clearly lets me know that you were changing cat boxes and baking bread.
I never actually got around to baking the bread.
But with so much good bread in Seattle,
that's right.
Who needs to bake bread?
Right.
But that brings me to your lyrics. You've always been an outstanding songwriter, and certainly you have probably improved as musicians over 10 years of playing, but I think your songwriting was strong straight out of the gates. And I think I noticed a subtle change in that it's actually a little bit more spare. You've left more room in these new songs. How do you guys come together for songwritings, and has that just been a natural change for you?
Yeah, traditionally in the past we would all, when we were sort of younger and more naive or ambitious or whatever, like we would all four sit in a room and just pound our heads into the wall until a song came out. And I think we've refined that approach quite a bit to include, like we work independently, we pair off, and then we kind of come together and shape it together. But all the songs are definitely like, they're very collaborative, and we each sort of, it's a pretty good like editing process as well as a generative process, and it's really, I don't know, it's rewarding. And I think the space issue is just like, we felt like it would be nice to try doing that, and it was pretty conscious. And definitely John Goodmanson and Steve Fisk, who produced the record, have a real knack for making those spaces sound like they're, like there's something in the spaces, not just, but without actually overfilling them. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we wanted it to be more spacious, and it is.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
The new CD we're talking about called Little by Little, and you've put that out on your own record label.
Yes, indeed. Phonographic Records.
And you've done something interesting. You've got it for sale at harveydanger.com, but you've also got it available for a full download. And I love you actually have sort of a testimonial there, not testimonial, but a piece where you've explained online in pretty good detail why you've decided to do that. And I'd love it if you could share that with our listeners. It's a great story.
Yeah, well, I mean, we do have a little statement of purpose. But so we made the record, and we just sort of felt like it was, it's a useful thing to do, given that people sort of already share music online. And it's funny that the language has changed from like trading tapes or sharing to like ripping and burning and stealing. But we thought it would be nice to embrace the fact that people, that's how a lot of people experience new music, because there aren't as many stations like KEXP in the world that play interesting, good music as you would like. And so people get stuff, check out songs, check out records, because you can. And we just thought, why don't we embrace that, do it ourselves, and put it up on our own site so we can, at least guarantee that they're getting the whole record, that they're getting the proper version or whatever. And I don't know, I think, in addition to that, we're also selling the record, and the record that we're selling that you can buy in stores or on our website comes with a bonus disc. And so, I don't know, it's just Jeff can probably address this a little better than I can.
Oh, it's just if we're not interested just in making money, because it's just as important to us to, if not more important, for us to get an audience, I think. And so if you make it available on the internet for free, you've basically knocked down the biggest barrier between yourself and a potential audience, and it just made a lot of sense to do that.
So I want to clarify that it's not just for sale download, but people can actually download the entire album
it's
for
a free download at our website, www.harveydanger.com. But you can also buy it in fine independent record stores around the country, and certainly in Seattle at Sonic Boom and Easy Street and all that stuff.
Because if you make a fan, fans will support the bands that they like, and so that's the goal, is to to get as many new fans as possible, and this seems like the best way.
Plus, we've been on indies, we've been on majors, and in both cases, we've found that there were barriers to even having our music be available. Getting it in stores, sometimes an indie label can't get it in a store for whatever reason. Sometimes a major label takes 2 years after you've made the record and tries to destroy you in the process. I'm not speaking from experience. I'm just speculating, of course. But, it's frustrating either way, potentially, because you're obviously working with someone else. And we just wanted to be completely in charge of what we're doing. It's made it a lot more work, but it's also made it a lot more satisfying.
I imagine it's rewarding. What kind of response have you gotten from your fans?
Huge, like way better than we ever expected. Like, there were the fans who stuck around through the 3 years we were broken up and had a relationship with the band already, but it's also been exposed to a huge other community of people who would never even have heard of the band, much less knew that we had a new record out. And we're coming up on like almost 80,000 downloads in 1 month, which is great. But the record is also selling. So it's just an interesting, none of us believe that people downloading music precludes them also buying it, but ultimately it doesn't matter, because what we really want is for people to hear it.
It's a great experiment. I'm glad that it's turning out the way that it is.
Thanks, me too.
No barriers to getting the music. You can buy it in area record stores if you don't have a computer, or you can download it for free at harveydanger.com.
Or you can steal it from your sister.
How about a couple more songs?
Yeah, absolutely. This is Little Round Mirrors, and it features Jacob Hoffman on the French horn.
All alone on the floor next to your twin bed, box spring and mattress. The door is ajar. From afar you can hear bands practicing, and when they dream, they all dream of somebody like you, somebody who takes what they make twice as seriously as they could ever hope to do. And when you dream of the day when you find something you can love half as much as you love all your little round mirrors. See yourself reflected in one. There's a hole in the middle you can't seem to bring them home, watch them go. All you know is you hope they'll hurry back and you cry. Then you lie your frail body down like a penny on a railroad track. And even if they stay in touch, the past stays in the past. But every time you crash a little bit harder than the last, and every time you crash, don't you wanna find something you can love half as much as you love all your little round mirrors?
next one is the last song on the new album, and it's called Diminishing Returns. It goes a little something like this. Burn on you.
Give it just a second.
Oh, the amplifier has to warm up. I'm not sure all the people out there in Radio Land are going to understand these technical terms, like warming up. Perhaps a few rousing choruses of The Entertainer. Diminishing Returns. The king of the swinging moods is back in town, and everybody's tiptoeing around him. Surround him as he pounds a silver hammer, drops revolutionary grammar concerning the burning of City Hall and urban sprawl and decay. Farewell to the days of having it both ways. Hell is other people, some people never learn. When optimism fails and my cooler head prevails, I will meet you at the point of diminishing return. Abstract, looking for a concrete artifact, something to hold on to, not one more thing to believe in. Stuck in a fallback and fighting off a heart attack, and you're so tangible, like a nitroglycerin tablet under my tongue. To the day, having it both ways, booms a bust out, but thanks for your concern. When pessimism fails and my cooler head prevails, I will meet you at the point of diminishing returns. Progress shall be defined by your position on the bridge as it burns. When activism, urbanism, populism fail, my cooler head will prevail. When there are no more gods left to anoint, no more noses to bend out of joint, I'm gonna meet you at the point of
of diminishing return.
Oh, that was pretty.
Thanks.
Purdy.
Let's dedicate that one to, let's see, the death of the monorail and all the people who text messaged me while we were on the air. In that order.
Harvey Danger live on KEXP. Next Saturday night, you've got an all-ages show at the Veer Project.
That's right.
And tomorrow is your CD release party at the Crocodile with your good friends, the Lashes. And
Yes,
the
on the Saturday nights. Hopefully they will become our good friends. We're looking forward to a night of fun and fellowship.
Well, those are all fun bands. I guarantee it's going to be a good time. And
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you. Any
And
old time.
Thanks to Kevin Suggs, our wonderful engineer.
Hooray for Kevin.
And Jack Walters on the board. This is KEXP Seattle.